Alright, this is how you use the application Bowlsheet. So when you get it and start it, the application will look like this. You will click on bowlers and then add your bowlers to your program. You don't have to have all their information. You can just put in a few details if you want. You can always go back and do this later. As you see, it's pretty easy to go in and add their information. Alright, so I'm just going to add a couple for now. Go back to the main menu and we'll go under teams, and then what I like to do is just name my team. And then once you do that, you can select the bowlers that you created and put them onto your team. Sometimes you have to go up and down to get it to select them, but now you have a bowling team. The next thing you would do is when you're going to an event, I always put in, it'll ask you for a location. I always just put the tournament state. And you can put whatever details you want to put in. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Then you go in for your event. You would hit plus, event name, you put the name of the event. Always select that it is a tournament. You can put the event date and start time in there. You can put in the coordinator and everything else if you wanted, more notes if you wanted to, but this is all you really need to get started. So once you have that created and you go into the event that you created and you hit plus, it'll ask you if you want to do singles event, team event, Baker. So let's say we're going to do Baker. It'll ask you this information. You can change the lineup if you want. You can move bowlers around and say that's how you want it. When you say done, you'll see it'll say 0 games of 1. When you click on it, it will bring up the score sheet. You can also rearrange the lineup just in case you weren't sure what you wanted to do. And you see you have these different options on here. Myself, I do not keep track of that, so I just turn everything off. There's a lot of features that you can go in and look at. Now where it says no opponent, if you click on that, you can add an opponent in here by the school name. If I can learn to spell. Once you hit return, now you will see that that person is there. So you will go through, and I keep all the pins down. Whatever ones they leave, I set for them to make. And then you just go to the next frame. It counts as a strike. If it's a strike, you just continue. If they leave something else, then you just go through. At the end of the match, each game, if you want to see what's going on, so for opponent, let's say their score was 201. So we save 201 in there. And let's just say here, 9 miss, 8 split miss, strike, strike. Alright. So that would be the first game. You'll see your opponent's score up on top is 201. You had a 204, so it shows that you're up. And as you put in the scores for each opponent, it will total during the match. So when you get to game 4 in a Baker match, or you're trying to figure out who's winning, it'll have that total in there for you without a problem. But it's pretty easy to do. Same thing when you go in and you select the team game. You get the same thing. You come back, you click on it. When you do the first bowler, myself, I like to go back in and select the team that we're bowling, and I put in the score for each bowler in the same position as my bowler. So if their first bowler bowled a 200, I'd put 200, second bowler, and so forth. Makes it a little bit easier. And at the end of the event, what you would do is you go in and you send your stats over to Mike Krauser, which makes it a little bit better for us because he helps us out greatly. If you go into the stats and you put the day before the event, and then you put in the day after the event, and then what you would do is I just put in tournament, and then when you hit the forward, you will see where it says email CSV. You click on that. You put in Mike Krauser's name. As you see, I already have him in here. I put that it's coming from my iPad. And then I change the subject line to say whatever my school name is, stats, and then send. And then he will get it back to you. So I'm going to cancel this here. And that's pretty much all we have to do to make sure our stats are up to date. If you have any questions, let me know.